Let's talk about live sessions, shall we? Live sessions. Now I know they're not everyone's cup of tea. Most voiceovers are used to working by themselves with no one listening to every word they say. So when all of a sudden you're connected to a whole group of people who are scrutinizing your work in real time, that can be pretty intimidating. One of the things I do is that I work as a bilingual supervisor. I help people who don't speak Dutch with whatever voiceover project they're working on that's in Dutch. This means taking a close look at the script to make sure it's been translated correctly. And then I participate in the recording session itself to ensure the talent reads every word on the page and understands the instructions from the session director and the sound engineer. I also have to make sure the tone of voice matches the tone of the original production, if it makes sense. Should copy need to be shortened for some reason, I suggest edits. The client, the copywriter, the director and the audio engineer rely on me to make sure their project gets localized as best as possible. And quite often I end up being the session director who's picking the final takes. One of my most important jobs is to get the talent to relax and bring out the best in them. I think it helps that I've been in their shoes and I know how it feels. It can be scary and exciting at the same time. I've been there. Now here are a couple of do's and don'ts for live directed sessions in case you're interested. Even if this is your very first time doing a live session, do not share this with anyone on the call because it's irrelevant. You were selected for a reason. By sending in your audition, you're telling the client that you know you can do this job. You can pull it off. And if you're nervous, don't tell anyone either. You are a voice actor, so act as if you are confident. Nerves are for amateurs. And you want to show your clients that they made the right choice by hiring you, right? Leave your personal ideas and feelings at the door. At the beginning of my voiceover career in the United States, I was booked for a television commercial for a company that sold furniture. The most inelegant, ugly furniture I'd ever seen. And during our lunch break, I said to one of my fellow actors, I would never buy anything from this company. Not knowing that the CEO of that company was standing right behind me. I was supposed to shoot 5 more of these commercials, but somehow they never asked me back, and it took 5 months before I received my paycheck. So whatever you may think about the product or script for that matter, expect that the client and the copywriter will be listening in, and your job is to make them look good and their product look good. Very good. They pay you to read a couple of lines, not to be a critic. Don't apologize when you make a mistake, and don't give a reason as to why you made that mistake, like, oh, I just got out of bed and have to get used to everything. I'm not warmed up yet. That may sound stupid, but I've heard people use it. One of my latest sessions was recorded at 10 p.m. Dutch time because Europe is 5 or 6 hours ahead of the United States. And I understand that you may not be super fresh that late at night, but nobody cares. If you make a mistake, simply start over and say take 2, and don't start where you made the mistake. Always read the line before you messed up so the transition is natural, or ask the engineer to punch you in. And speaking of timing and times, make sure your food is well digested before your recording session, otherwise your stomach may make a guest appearance. And be sure to go to the bathroom ahead of time and have water and some lip balm ready. You're going to need it. Before you start the recording, make sure you know what's expected of you. If anything is unclear, just ask. If you don't understand your instructions, ask for clarification. Your first take, by the way, is never going to be accepted, even though you may think it was perfect. You need to allow the director to make his or her money by giving you some feedback. Accept the feedback graciously. Don't question it. When you're asked to give 3 different takes of the same line in rapid succession, make sure they don't all sound the same. Create some contrast and give the team some options. If for some reason you are not happy, it's okay to ask to do it again. Like, How about I try it this way? What do you think, guys? But don't do that at the beginning of a session, only at the end. The idea is to be easy to work with and leave a positive impression, not one of I know it all and I know it better. One way to do that, to leave a positive impression, is by remembering people's names, especially when you thank them at the end. When you've come to the end of the session, don't talk about money. Smile and say your goodbyes. Follow up with an email to work out all the details. I love live sessions because of the direct feedback I get. I never have to guess how the director wants me to read the lines. And when we're done, we're done. I don't need to re-record a part of the script because someone didn't like my tone of voice, my accent, or my choice of emphasis. I love collaboration, the coming together of so many creative people who are all there to help me be the best I can be. So don't freak out, but have some fun with live sessions, okay?